We can get them to lose weight. We can put them on peptides. We can get them to the promised land. But it's going to be
Do you think this view of women may
be
why none of them want to go near you?
Oh, you should see my DMs. I'm actually batting them away.
Are you actually attracted to women?
I am attracted to women.
You're not gay?
No, but I will say that women are very difficult to be around. Okay. So there's that.
And do you think they should have the right to vote? You don't believe people should get married, right?
I think people should get married. I'm a Christian.
But you're basically anti-marriage, really. You've talked about this. You've talked about.
Are we done talking about why genocide?
Well, no, I'm coming to the same part because you seem very resistant to the idea of marriage. You've never got married. You've talked very scathingly about henpecked husbands. Just take a look.
That's true.
Guys get to a certain age and they're like, you know what? Women suck. Like, they're talking too much. They're not hot anymore. Like, you're fat, you're chubby, you're not as hot as you think you are. You can talk too much. You're a bitch.
So we'll obviously get to the brazen misogyny part of that a little later. But I'm just curious. On the one hand, there's this terrible genocide going on of white people. On the other hand, you want people effectively to stop going near women because they all turn out to be so ghastly. So they shouldn't presumably procreate. So how does that work? I mean, aren't you, with your rhetoric, actively encouraging men not to associate with these ghastly women, therefore not have any more children? Therefore, you are contributing, Nick Fuentes, to the diminishing white population. I'm confused.
I tell my followers to get married all the time. I tell them that it's best for everybody to get married. And I think that's the only way that you can have sex. I think that's the only licit way as a Catholic, as you know, to have sex is within marriage.
Why don't you get married?
I'll get married later. It's been difficult for me because people are shooting at me at my house. I don't know that I don't want to have kids and a wife. You know, my wife would be screaming about that. Me, you know, I have to be able to take risks and be able to say these things. It's difficult to bring a family into a life that's like that. But for my followers, I tell them to get married. But what's happening with women?
You literally just told your followers, hang on, in that clip, you literally told followers, women, they get old, they get fat, they get ugly, they get very annoying. So where's the incentive to get married to women? There isn't one. You're actively telling them the opposite.
Extrapolating.
Yeah, look, I mean, everybody, we're all marching slowly towards the grave, and we're all going to be grey and old one day. And I think it's about sort of aging with grace. And, you know, I'm probably going to get fat and old, and so will everybody else at some stage. So, yeah, obviously he's being hyperbolic there. But, you know, these days, when you look around, it's definitely that the quality of women has gone way down. They're not as feminine as they used to be or attractive. They don't have the priorities that they used to have, that they would want to have a family. They're much more of the world and much more materialistic, and they are getting more and more overweight and everything. So the options aren't great. And if you're going to get married, you kind of do have to make sure that you're not getting henpecked all the time, and that you can have a little bit of authority and some boundaries as well. So yeah, I kind of see the point there.
Extrapolating a lot. We can complain.
Just quoting you back yourself again.
No, but you're extrapolating and saying, well, you say women are annoying, so therefore, what's the incentive? We have to do it in spite of the fact that they are annoying. We have to do it in spite of the fact that they talk too much. We can get them to lose weight. We can put them on peptides. We can get them to the promised land. But it's going to be
Do you think this view of women may be why none of them want to go near you?
Oh, you should see my DMs.
That's kind of funny, but Nick should have been. It would have been a funnier troll if he bit the bullet on that as well and be like, "Yep, that's exactly why."
It's quite the opposite. They're called the groybettes, and I'm actually batting them away.
Okay, granted, that's pretty funny.
Not all of them are attractive. Some of them are attractive.
Are you actually? Just to clear up one of the many theories about you. I've no idea what the answer is, and you haven't got to answer. But are you actually attracted to women?
I am attracted to women.
You're not gay?
No. But I will say that women are very difficult to be around. Okay. So there's that.
And do you think they should have the right to vote?
No.
I do not. No, absolutely not.
They should stay at home?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
So basically, you're just a misogynist old dinosaur, aren't you? For a young guy. Yeah. I mean, I know I'm the boomer. I know I'm the boomer here, but actually, you're a 27-year-old dinosaur, aren't you? Aren't you, Nick Fuentes? All women.
I am.
All women are annoying. All women grow old. They all get fat. Says the guy, have you ever had sex?
No, absolutely not.
Wow. Says the guy who's never got laid.
You could tell Piers Morgan's triggered about this. He's really white knighting hard right now. You're just an old dinosaur. You're just an old dinosaur, aren't you? You're just an old dinosaur, aren't you, Nick Fuentes? He's so triggered about this. He hasn't been this triggered and started going at him personally the whole entire time. But this is what happens. Like, this is actually the sort of the problem that Nick's highlighting here, is that you get these henpecked men like Piers Morgan who would he's obviously a simp and a white knight, and he's doing this to try and get a pat on the back from women. So probably his wife will watch it and be like, you did so well in sticking up for that to that Nick Fuentes, to that misogynist. You know, that's why he's doing it. This is the problem with simpy henpecked guys, is they don't actually have their own sort of thoughts. They're just always terrified of what the women around them will say.
Wow.
That's the thing, though. You boomers, it's always
think you're an expert
get laid,
in women,
free love.
given you've never got laid?
Yeah, we are going back to the Stone Age. You're absolutely right. This, you know, you're talking about empathy, and your kids are empathetic, and they would never laugh at a joke about the. And you're a misogynist. You're a simp yourself. You're totally henpecked. That's the problem.
Yes.
Guys like you in the middle, it's the beta male orbiters that say, she's amazing. You're a misogynistic pig, because I don't know what that is. I guess.
Well, come on. Let me explain to you what I think it is. I think when a 27-year-old guy who's never got laid, never had a meaningful relationship with a woman, says that women shouldn't be allowed to vote, they should stay at home, that all they do is fantasize about being and being beaten up, that's what they want, that they're annoying, that they get fat, that they get ugly. That's a misogynist. Now, you may not understand it because your knowledge of women is so incredibly tiny, but actually you are the embodiment of a misogynist. It couldn't be clearer. And if I was in a way, you have the deep-rooted misogyny of some of the actual boomers I know. Yet here you are, 27 years old. And most of the current studies show that a lot of men are really disenfranchised from society, no longer have physical relationships with women if they've ever had them, never associate with women, and build up instinctively misogynist views about women. And I fear you're in that position. You're just a bit of a lonely guy who wants to get laid and can't for whatever reason. And it's made you bitter about women. And I don't know where that's.
But he's a Catholic who's waiting until marriage, which is a virtuous thing to do. It's not that he's lonely and can't get laid. He's a dude who has like a high level of social status, which is one of the most important things when it comes to getting laid. He could get laid easily if he wanted to. He'd have absolutely no problem with that.
Come from, but it's fascinating.
No, see, here's the thing. First of all, you're very caught up in the labels. It's always, you're a racist, you're a misogynist.
You said you were a racist.
These words mean nothing to me. Oh,
you gave yourself.
Can I respond?
You gave yourself the label.
What is this?
You said, I am a racist. I didn't give you the label. Okay. You said, Nick Fuentes, I am a racist.
Calm down. Calm down.
Did you or didn't you?
It's okay.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
so
here's
I didn't give you the label. You did.
Why are you yelling at me?
Because you're trying to infer
screaming at
something
me?
that didn't happen. You said, I gave you the label of being a racist. No, you did. You said, I'm a racist. Okay. You gave yourself the label.
You're going to have to tone it down a little, all right? You're going to have to bring it down a notch and relax. This is just an interview, okay? Please calm down. All I said is you're hung up. I didn't say you gave me that. Maybe I did.
You did.
But here's what I mean. What I mean is you're just hung up on proving you're a misogynist. Okay, you're a racist. Okay, you denied the and I'm not about the labels,
you didn't deny the Holocaust.
Past that.
As I said to you, look, Nick, I just wanted to go over the stuff that everyone uses out there about you and get you to respond. And we are getting, I think, a long way in this interview. Right?
Okay.
You didn't deny the Holocaust. You accepted there's been of at least 6 million.
I'm a maximalist.
That is significant. You
I
did
think it's
admit.
more.
You did admit.
He still doesn't get the troll. This is the difference. Another difference here between the boomer generation and the new generation is that they're just totally inept when it comes to recognizing a good troll.
You're a racist, and you have spelled out a thought process about women, which is the purest definition of misogyny that I've ever seen. And you said you're not gay. So we're getting somewhere.
Yeah. Well, look, and I own the labels, okay? But I just don't care that much about them.
That's fine.
I feel like the whole,
I'm not saying
this is like a weird.
I'm not saying you have to
ahead.
care, Nick. You don't have to care about any of it. I promise you. Right? That's not why I got you on the show. I wanted to give you a fair crack, which I think I have. We've gone over a lot of stuff. We've got a bit more to go on. I genuinely don't think I've ambushed you with anything you couldn't have been expecting.
No.
I don't think I've been overtly hostile. In fact, when you've asked me to calm down, I've calmed down. I don't want to have a hostile, angry, shouty match with you. I simply want you to spell out exactly what you've meant about all these things, and people can then be the judge of them. But you've grown increasingly disillusioned, I think it'd be fair to say. Let's play a recent clip from you about Trump.
We played this game in the first term. We're 10 years in. And you still have these people, I hate to say it, but they're just like in denial. And they're like, okay, everybody, let's all go on Twitter and let's tell Trump, don't screw over your voters. Okay. Hey, Trump, don't hire John Ratcliffe in the CIA. Like, what are we doing? We lost. It's over. The time to make demands was during the election when he needed the votes. He's a lame duck president. He doesn't need anything from us. He's not even on Twitter. He's on Truth Social. So what are you talking about? We're going to all rally and tell him, don't hire yet another neocon?
Now, over the weekend, you posted this on X. You said performative cruelty is the perfect phrase to characterize the Trump admin and the mood of the MAGA movement. In order to compensate for his compromises and failures, Trump has to fall back on mean-spiritedness to appeal to the basest instincts of its followers. It's really sad. I mean, do you think you're the best person, Nick Fuentes, to lecture people about performative cruelty?
Why? Are you accusing me of being cruel? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
How am I cruel?
You're cruel about black people. You're cruel about women. I mean, you're cruel about a lot of people, and you're very performative.
Okay. I don't think I'm performative. If anything, everyone else is performative. I'm authentic. You know, whatever you want to say about me, it's real. It's from the gut. But yes, I do think it's performative. And what I mean by that is, you know, when they're doing the deportations, they know the deportations are not where the base wants them to be. They deported, the figures are disputed, but from my data, it's 300,000 in the year, which is not a massive deportation. They know the base is unhappy with that. So what do? The deportations that they are carrying out, they do a big spectacle and they arrest everybody and they film it and they put a hype at it. And there's a meanness in there. They played that song, I think from Sabrina Carpenter or something, and they make it a joke. They make it glib. And they do that because they're not delivering on the promise. So they compensate by doing it meaner, edgier, more mean-spirited, so that the base will overlook the fact that it's not happening. And I think that's by definition performative cruelty. You can call me a hypocrite, but it's definitely true about what they're doing in the administration. You
went to see Trump at Mar-a-Lago with Ye for dinner. What was that like?
It was very interesting. They're my two heroes. Ye is my hero. Trump is my hero. Even though he's very disappointing, I still a personal hero of mine. And he's a remarkable person. It was a great conversation. We got along pretty well. He liked me. I liked him. It was a love fest.
I mean, he got attacked afterwards for supping with the white supremacist devil. I mean, do you accept you are a white supremacist?
No, absolutely not.
You don't think white people are superior to black people?
No, I'm a Christian, so I believe everybody is equal before God.
Including women?
Yes.
So you give women equal rights then?
No.
Great.
No.
Great. Okay. So you just talked a lot of bullshit, didn't you?
I don't feel like we have to make this distinction for Piers, but here it goes. So when you're talking about equal in value, I've done Nick dirty again with the freeze frame, by the way, but he brings it upon himself. So when you're talking about equal or equal in value or equal before God, you're talking about the ontology of people. You're talking about, you know, the fact that they're equal in value. But at what point does that mean that people all have to have the same rights? Where does rights come to it? Rights is something that's made up. Rights are things that we just basically make up. And like there is nothing in the Christian doctrine that would say that women have to vote, for example. They're different.
No, why are you like mad about this? No,
you want women to be
are
treated
different.
equally before God, but you don't want to give them equal rights.
Yeah, because women
Okay,
and men
that's
are
fine.
different.
Look,
Do you
it's your
believe there are
view.
two genders?
It's your view.
Do you think there's two genders?
I do think there are two genders, yes.
Okay, and so you mean there's distinction? There are two distinct genders.
I think we should all have the same rights.
It's not what he asked, dude. Piers Morgan is just floundering. I've never seen Piers Morgan look so dumb in an interview or in a debate or anything. It's not what he asked. He said, are there two genders? Is there a distinction? Are they different? I think they should have to say. It's not what, that wasn't the question, bro.
Well, if they're meaningfully distinct, biologically distinct, and they have different social and biological roles, I think it would follow that we would treat them a little bit differently in the law.
Do you think the Catholic Church's teachings reflect that?
I do. Yeah, there's no female priests. Have you ever seen that?
Do you think that the Catholic Church thinks all women should be deprived of the vote?
Yeah, I think so.
No, they don't.
I think they do, yeah.
You think the Catholic Church position is women shouldn't be allowed to vote?
I think so, yeah,
No.
but I'm not positive.
No, it's bullshit.
Oh, it should be.
It should be. So if you were Pope, that's what you do. You could be Pope because you're celibate.
That's true. And I'm also from Chicago, like the Pope. But look,
Right.
I mean, women, it says in the Bible that women have no authority over men and they can't teach men. And that's why there's no female priests.
So there's a lot of
So I
things in
don't
the
think the
Bible.
Catholic-
I mean, do you take every
Okay.
word of the Bible as sacrosanct?
Well, yeah, it's inspired scripture.
That's all of
But I
it.
mean,
Is
is this now
all of it is
a
sacrosanct.
theological debate? Well, it is Catholic doctrine that women should not lead and teach. I mean, you're not interacting with what I'm saying. Why can't women be priests?
There should be.
Okay, well, you're not Catholic. That's not a Catholic
I am
position.
a Catholic. Many things I disagree with the Catholic Church.
Okay. Well, that kind of is contrary because the whole
One of the reasons why I am not a Catholic as well, to be honest. Not because of what Piers is saying. I completely agree with the teaching about women not being leaders and not being able to lead and be priests and all these sorts of things. But, you know, I looked it up and apparently the Catholic Church is completely fine with women voting. Apparently they totally support it. So
the whole basis
really?
of being Catholic is
No.
accepting. It's accepting the
a member-
authority of the pontiff.
You can be a member of a religion and disagree with parts of that religion. Perfectly reasonable.
You could be, well, yeah. I mean, you could say
Unless you're an
that, but it wouldn't
extremist.
be true.
If you're an extremist, you can't.
Okay.
Obviously, you never deviate.
That's just not rigorous.
You never
That's just
deviate if you're an
sloppy.
extremist.
But Piers is making this sort of same point as Nick here, and he's saying, "Well, you know, I'm a Catholic. Well, are you a Catholic? You don't like what the Catholic Church does? Isn't that the idea that you're meant to submit to the Catholic Church?"
Even the
That's
Constitution,
just sloppy.
even the Constitution's been amended. Was it 27 times? People talk about this sacrosanct document. It's it's been amended 27 times.
Goodness.
Yeah,
This is not rigorous intellectually. This is very
just
this is
a statement of
tabloid
fact.
theology. Okay, but it's fine. Where were we? We're talking about Trump, and somehow
well,
we got
on
into
Trump,
you're
look,
white
on
knighting for
on-
women's rights.
On Trump, well, I think women should have the same rights as you and I. You don't. That's fine.
Put on the pink hat, bro. Put on the pink hat. We're waiting.
What's the pink hat for?
For the march, for the women's march? Are we
It's the pussy hat, bro. You know what it is, Piers.
going to see you at the women's march, protesting for women's rights and all that?
I think women should have equal rights to men. Period.
You carry
And
tampons in case your female friends get a period or something. Like, it's crazy. The
I'd
white
have no
knighting
problem.
is
I'd have no problem
diabolical.
giving a female friend a tampon. Would you? Have you ever? I don't suppose you've ever seen a tampon, have you?
Oh,
Bro.
big flex, Piers. You've seen lots of tampons.
Oh, absolutely not.
Great.
Get that away
you think
from me.
tampons are gross?
Dude. Piers, what the hell, man? What? You got some sort of a weird fetish there or something? Yeah. Yeah, no. Like vagina blood-soaked things are pretty gross.
Yeah, they're
Really?
filled with period blood. Yeah, it's kind of gross.
Wow. Have
Are
ever
you
seen-
into that? You like that? You,
Have you
you
ever
got
seen
a lot of
it?
tampons?
I don't think you've ever seen it, have you?
I've seen them.
What the hell? Piers Morgan. I've seen heaps of tampons. I've seen all the tampons. Okay, Piers. Aha. Real flex there, bro. Tell us more about how many tampons you've interacted with.
seen them
Yeah?
before.
You've been that close
Yeah.
to a woman? Really?
No, I've seen him. Look, I used to live with women, so I've seen him around the house.
I bet you've seen videos, haven't you?
What? What are we doing here, Piers?
I'm not sure.
You really hate that.
I'm not sure.
You're
Mick.
more impressed that I'm a misogynist than you are about anything. It's
not
very
really.
revealing.
I'm actually more exercised about your blatant, self-admitted racism than I'm about anything. But the misogyny runs a close second.